Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So Kabam's live stream just finished and the first commentary here is gonna be like, fix your damn drops, Kabam. I literally refreshed the stream like 6 times. I viewed it from the beginning to the end, but Kabam says I didn't even watch it for 45 minutes. So I know it's shocking, but seems to be a technical issue for Kabam. Nobody sees these coming. Anyways, commentary on the stream itself. Kabam did talk a lot. Stream went for like hour and a half. And they told us basically like 2 new things, maybe 3. So there was a lot of talking about everything that we know. So I'm going to try to go over it quickly. They kind of like talked about the Saga, overview so far, America Chavez chase. They kind of tooted their own horns for the side quest, which to be fair, I think April, again, minus battlegrounds, minus some technical issues, they did have fun side quests and fun little things, so, you know, I think Arena's Challenge is one of the best things they have done recently, so, you know, fine, I'll let it slide, I'll let them be happy for once about themselves and not say too much about it, because again, I do think, you know, Battlegrounds is in a critical, life-threatening situation to the entire game right now. But as far as Korean challenges and, you know, other things went, I do think they did quite a good job. I think Mid-Blade is about completed. They didn't tell us about the next Stellar Forge champion, which was kind of surprising. I would have expected that they would have. Hey, what's up, Edward? Right, so April Event Quest end time, it's gonna end on May the 3rd, so in 2 days on Sunday. It ends a little bit quicker because we finally can skip the classic difficulty. Hallelujah! Can I get an amen? I mean, it only took them a year to remove the requirement of completing classic and being able to enter Elder. What an arduous ordeal those coding people must have went through. I can bet that they had to climb Mount Kilimanjaro to find the freshest Wi-Fi in existence to be able to fuel the ungodly amount of code they had to write. Or some shit like that, because god damn it, they took their while with that. Either way, you can also have a difficulty selector now. That's kind of nice. So if you did find EQ to be slightly too difficult for you, you will have an option to have an easier version for it now. So anybody notice kind of slowly but surely they kind of like took this new thing where we had like the Crucible format. You can't pick the difficulty and you had to do the lower difficulty. And they undid all the changes they made for this adaptive difficulty. This is kind of like another version of the old EQ that we had, basically, where we had several difficulties which we could choose and play. So that's come back. They took away the Crucible format because it takes like 23 business days to swap your champions in and out for every fight that's exactly the same. So they took that out. And now we don't have to do Classic to get Elder, just like we didn't have to before. It's like almost they did stuff for a year to return basically where they started off from. But now it's prestige based. So I guess that's the big change. Either way, Event Quest boss update, so bosses will no longer have any special nodes, so we kind of get a wee bit better practice against them, which is kind of nice. Then this is one of the 3 new things that I did talk about. We have a new permanent game mode. The problem is they're not going to tell us what it is about, what kind of rewards there are. It's just that it's coming in June, right? But yeah, so there's going to be a new permanent game mode. PvE, so it's not going to be PvP, but there is going to be leaderboard and stuff. So, not much else to tell you. This was, and it took them like 30 minutes to get to this point in the stream. I mean, Jesus Christ. I know I can yap at times, but golly. Anyways, we have a new game mode coming in June, so that's nothing for the next month. They, again, tooted their own horns. Benefits of the Elder, which I must say, you know, Twitch drops having rank 4 gems in. It is quite spicy, to be fair. Okay. Elder login calendar. I'm sure many of you have noticed that Elders get a guaranteed 7-star every month. That is Jean Grey. Which, you know, would be cool if that would be Ascension, because I believe there are currently no more than 7 Elder Summoners without a Jean Grey. If you are one, drop a comment. I would love to hear from your perspective how happy you must have been. But generally, I'm thinking if you are Elder, you probably do have that Jean. Anyways, that's, fine. Thor Ragnarok Shindig Madig. Thor Ragnarok is not getting updated animations, so that's kind of a... Whoop. And we have no more details about him as well. At this point, I was starting to think that they should have done this stream next month, because, new game mode, more information next month. Thor Ragnarok buff info next month. New Stellar Forge champion info next month. And it's like, they could have done this stream next month. Right, Apex Coliseum, Ebony Maw is going to be the next champion, sure, and they're changing the prompt that we need to do after the 5 health bars, and this one actually could be very, very tricky, because you will have to reach a certain point on the stage. So it's effectively going to be kind of like a trap mechanic that you kind of need to step over, or you get put to sleep. And this sounds kind of trickier than landing a relic or a heavy attack in most matchups, to be honest. So I'm kind of not really looking forward to this one, but fair enough. This actually looks kind of cool. I think Kabam is on what you would attribute to them as a generational run of side quest stuff now, because they have done 2 nice side quests in a row, and this looks to be the number 3, because we have Roll Coliseum side event type thingy, where we're going to have 5-minute timers, and you have to clear as many hell bars as you can, and as you are clearing them, you kind of get more attack and damage, and I'm going to quickly fast forward here. But it's going to be kind of like Coliseum, just side quest format. So I actually think it's kind of cool. Look forward to playing. Hope it doesn't take too long, and it has the markings of an interesting, nice new side quest. So again, I always like to give Kabam credit and praise where I do think they deserve it. Wish I could have the opportunity to do that more. And this kind of looks like a neat little nifty thing. And that is kind of actually the storyline with Kabam. I think they do a lot of little things that are neat, nifty, and nice, and then they absolutely fuck us over with the big things and monetization in the game, where these little things are kind of like, they punch you in the face 18 times and then give you a lollipop. It's nice. I like them. They're like nice little reprieves of the depressing state of the entire rest of the game. But it's fine. At least we get something. At least we get a lollipop, metaphorically speaking. So I look forward to playing that. Here we can see this is going to be part of the new event, and this is the big thing. So the next Heart of Fire event, just like I predicted a slight while ago, it is Ascension based. There is no new exclusive champion, no Kate Bishop, no Archangel, no Ghost, none of that stuff. We do have new champs that are ascendable, right? And those champs are Iron Man, Null, Spot, White Tiger, Dust, and Atuma. Now, this will cause mixed reviews for sure, and I do think that everybody can notice that collection as a whole, because, I do kind of like Dust, I do kind of like Null, I think Atuma's fine, like White Tiger I just don't think she's like that great, even though she's better than most people think she is. Spot, again, is kind of like hit or miss, depending on people, and Iron Man, honestly, I just haven't used him for like 2 years, so... As far as the selection of the champions themselves go, obviously this is a very far cry from what we got last year. And I think that kind of is taking a lot of people out of this event to begin with, and it looks immediately a lot worse, but there will be like a lot more rank-up materials than there normally are and stuff like that. So this event is going to be slightly different again because it's going to feature boxes. Last year's didn't. And there's going to be 6 new ascendable champions, champion ascension materials with box keys connected to Solo Coliseum Realm event, offers featuring box keys, solo milestone track for opening crystals, featuring lots of rank up items as well in it. And Metamorphosis box, 5 box keys in the crystal opening solo event, 12 box keys available in total. 1 at 600 net unit spent for Valiant, plus 4 box keys in Metamorphosis offers, 1 box key in exclusive Elder offer, 2 box keys in Roll Coliseum Realm event, and 1 box key in the Summoner's Sigil store. No extra cost attached. It's like they say that no extra cost attached, but okay, whatever. So that's the box. So each box pool awards 2 champion and class tokens. Right. So Atuma buff. They are buffing Atuma on top of everything else, and a lot of people are kind of like saying it's like a poor buff. It's actually kind of meaningful buff for Atuma, largely because of that cruelty duration, but it still doesn't change the way Atuma kind of plays and that he's kind of a ramp-up champion, so he's going to be better outside of Battlegrounds, and Battlegrounds don't expect him to be like a massively great attacker for most part. But they're, tuning up his numbers. So the cruelty changes the big one, 6 extra second duration on that. That actually helps a ton. Special 3 physical vulnerability increased quite a bit too. Longer true accuracy by 3 seconds. Increased block proficiency. Base regen rate slightly increased. Base hydration duration increased from 7 to 8 seconds. That's also kind of neat. Power gain and opponent away. Power gain on opponent's away also slightly more. Also, Iron Man quality of life update. Tapping the special button no longer counts as tap for his manual activation of his regeneration. I didn't even know he could do that because, again, I barely use him since he got buffed. Solo milestone track. We have similar unit costs to previous crystal events, which means I did a quick calculation because I believe they do give us the numbers of how many free crystals we're going to be able to get as Valiant Plus Summoners, which is 42. We're gonna need effectively to open 225 crystals in total, which right now looks like 35,400 units if you want to max out the milestones. So, similar unit cost to previous crystal events, lots and lots of rank up resources. The rank up items work on any ascendable champion, not only the 6 Metamorphosis champions. 245 gems for Elder Summoners are up for grabs there. There's also going to be this new trading thing. If you're not Elder yet, you can earn that trading gem, and you can trade it in when you become Elder, or you can exchange it for a tier 5 alpha or something. Right, so event crystals, there's going to be Elder and Valiant version 2. Purchased empowered grace crystals also count towards this event, but if you're not purchasing them, they will not, so there's no point in saving them up, unfortunately. Otherwise, that would be a nice event hack. These crystals will cost 200 units each. So again, here I kind of explain this one that Valiants will get 42 Elder Metamorphosis crystals. Also, Elder Event crystals will feature 1 to 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and 4 to 5 rank up gems with decreasing odds. Also, there's going to be regular 7-star champion or base pool essential and cluster drop. Still note that 93% chance to get the 6-star champion or 1,500 7-star shots. Just saying, it's only 93% chance. Right, there's going to be the Valiant version of it as well, and we have milestone track. Valiant version was basically the same, by the way. So here is basically how much you need. 450 points seem to be the last 45 gem, so that each crystal gives you 2 points in the event. That means 225 crystals minus the 42 that you can get. Oh, so yeah, it's going to be like 36,000 units. Whoopsies. I miscalculated a little bit. But yeah, so that's what you can count on. 36,000 units if you want that last rank 5 gem. But here are the most meaningful milestones, I guess. 290 seems kind of nice though. 290 might be feasible. I don't know. But that is this event. Let me know what you think. I know people have very, very mixed opinions about this thing because, yeah, I mean, these champions are, like, I like Null. Like Null is the one thing that's kind of making me interested. I wouldn't mind Dust, but for most part, again, these are not necessarily the champions that I have, hoped of ranking up anytime recently or been desperate to rank up or ascend. So I'm not entirely sure if this whole ascension strategy is going to be working as well for Kabam as they think it is, but we'll see. We obviously got a Ghost Rider and Wave deep dives, drop downs, gameplay showcases, and Ghost Rider actually looks kind of really good. I like that a lot. You can get Furies, you can get your Judgments, and he has like his penance there on his level 2. Which you're going to see in a second, and that is going to look very, very nice. It kind of roots the opponent in a place and starts inflicting degenerations based on how many judgments you have, and you kind of do a massive amount of damage. So I really hope he's like viable and a really solid champion, because I would love to use him, to be honest. So here we go, level 2, still voted for Loki, FYI. And here we go. You end up putting like 25 degens there, and look at all that damage. And then, yeah, you just kind of can rinse and repeat that cycle too. He seems to have the ability to control the Dark Phoenix as well as Serpent, as well as Maestro. So, you know, that's kind of important, I would say. I think he should also be good for Thanos, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, looks kind of good. Look forward to testing him. I really hope they did justice to him. So that's the Ghost Rider gameplay. His ability, so pre-release bundle on May the 7th, Crystals and Arena May the 14th, fully rebuilt from ground up, immune to bleed and incinerate, stagger passive against villain at the start of the fight, inflicts judgments and gains fury by completing different actions, hinder and atrophy on medium and light ending combos, kind of nice. Power steal on heavy attack, then you can drain your own power on heavies at 2+ bars. Fear and Incinerate on Special 1, Genesis Pass on Special 2, which is his Penance Stairs thing. So, like that. And we also have Wave. Now, with Wave, I'm kind of in mixed opinions, because Wave looks like very effective, relatively high damage output champion, especially for shorter fights, that has like very, very little amount of utility. She kind of reminds me of Falcon Honk in Taurus mix with Mordo, because she has that miss mechanic where you're supposed to dash through a special attack, as we just saw there. But I didn't see that she actually does too much. She does have the tracking, so that's kind of nice. But everything else was just like debilitates and battered debuffs and physical vulnerabilities, which again effectively is just damage type of thing. There's no too much in terms of utility. So we'll see. If her matchup spread is good enough, she will absolutely be a good champion, because the damage does seem to be quite solid enough, and the gameplay, your ability to charge heavy from your base combo, like with Thanos for instance, that is kind of nice. She doesn't trigger dexterity, she gets furies instead. That is nice. So there are nice little chunks built in, but again, it all will depend on the matchup spread. But it does look kind of nice. So it's her reduced poison and incinerate durations by 75%, regenerate not affected by poisons, can chain heavy from non-combo ending attack, gains fury when intercepting and causing miss, dodging, gain precision from dexterity, gains fury instead, inflicts debilitate, physical vulnerability, heavy proficiency, untouchable, dashing through specials, and inflicts battered on special 2 and 3, which is kind of like trauma, except a set amount. It's kind of like Hercules' ability, really. Similar, I guess. No, different. Never mind. It's kind of like Silver Surfer's ability on roids. That's fine, and we have a bigger discussion about collectors. And now we need to get serious. I should probably make another video about collectors, and realistically, I might. We had this, we know how collectors work for the most part. You know, for each captain, like the highest rank rarity version of any champion that you have is the captain, and then for each captain you get points, and the specific collective initial ones will be per class, and then based on how many points you have, you unlock additional benefits. So we kind of, I think, all get the gist, right? With that said, it does affect battlegrounds. It does affect Alliance War, and that's going to be one of the biggest new things impacting the game right now, because the benefits are going to be quite huge. So initially, again, you're going to rank up collectors. I'm going to make another refresh video before these go live, don't worry. But the benefits of collectors, there are familiar stat bonuses across all 6 collectors depending on class identity. You have increased block proficiency, base attack, regeneration rate, class advantage, and there will be more unique benefits further on. From this screenshot alone, this is kind of like the big thing. You get like 18% attack and 24% health boost when you max this out. That's active always, everywhere. That's fucking nuts. If you have to fight battlegrounds like a massive whale and you have like 6% bonus, and you know your opponent has like 20, like that fuck is gonna be awful for PvP. It's gonna be nice everywhere else, because whatever bonus you get, it's kind of like a nice little extra boost and your champions are better. That's why I kind of said I like collectives, I just hate them for PvP. Because again, like, it is just going to be impossible to try and fight a blubber. Anyways, let's move further. So up to 24% health, up to 18% attack. There are more unique class-based benefits. Gain more targeted stat boosts with class advantage, also increase class advantage effect by 5%, and then you can gain, physical resistance or energy resistance or armor rating or crit rating during specials. There's going to be these RPG combat abilities, which for instance will activate when you nullify or stagger at something. And yeah, it's going to be kind of nuts. So we can go over some of the skill class more targeted benefits, like increased bleed potency by up to 10%. And then you're going to have extra bursts of damage every 15 crits or every time you purify a debuff. In science class, you're going to have your fury base potency increase and power sting base potency increases. An additional burst of damage when you already deal burst of damage. Personal poison base potency increase for mystics. Personal degen base potency increase for mystics as well. And then additional bursts for that. And it basically cycles throughout the entire class. So this is going to obviously help some champions a lot more than others. So, some champs might become significantly better than they used to be. It might not necessarily solve out all their problems. Like, realistically, again, if a champion has bad matchup spread, this isn't going to help much. But if a champion had a good matchup spread, just not enough damage or speed, this might. So we'll see how it works out. Mutants, again, Neuroshock potency increase and prowess potency increase. There's going to be also RPG bonus regen at rank 20. For each class collective, there will be an RPG mechanic that can be triggered 3 times that heals up to total 6% of your max health. So this is again going to be extremely significant for Battlegrounds and Alliance War. Here is another thing that I wanted to stop at. Because here's a kind of good summary of how much of benefit somebody gets at rank 19 in collectives, and 18% increase in attack, 18% increase in health, 5% bleed potency increase, critical rating increase, critical damage rating increase, class advantage bonus, block proficiency, precision and bleed, class advantage and physical resistance, block proficiency, precision potency, block penetration, bonus damage and guaranteed crits, adrenaline increase, cruelty potency. It's a lot of benefit. And again, this is going to be huge for Battlegrounds. Additionally, the thing where you might start to worry, because again, these benefits initially go up to collective level 25, is going to be the big takeaway of it. Because Karate Mike said in his video that he will not start at collective level 20. So he's likely going to be 18 or 19 at the beginning of it. Keep in mind, Karate Mike has a 40k prestige account that has 15 million hero base rating. So you can kind of relatively gauge where you're going to be. And if you're on the newer side, if you don't have particularly big account, I can kind of gauge where you will be. They have also updated the crystal drop screen. So again, there's going to be rewards at launch that we can earn. Again, he said most of the Valiant, approximately half of the Valiants will be rank 10, he said. And if you're Elder, you should be, closer to rank 15, I suppose, probably under that. But, we're going to get a chunk of empowered crystals, so we can all ascend our Groots together. Roughly half Valiant Summoners will start at rank 10 or higher. So half will not. What to do on day 1? You basically just open up and rank up your collectives. Collectives benefits, and again here, in case somebody didn't get it and it was a bit dubious, Alliance quests will be affected by these. Alliance wars will be affected by these. Battlegrounds will be affected by these. Every champion you own will benefit from your collectives, as will your opponents. Which again is going to be absolutely one of those things where if you're a massive whale, you just got a huge leg up from Kabam. Again. So congratulations. But that's it from their stream. Really, there's not much else to talk about. It was a shitty stream, I'm not gonna lie. It really was. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys soon. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all